We will. Let's celebrate Eagles
Yes,
Nation!
sir! Victory
Welcome
Monday!
to Broad
Let's go,
Street!
BIRDGANG!
Woo!
Yes, sir!
Yes, sir. Where'd BG go? BG!
Hey,
There he
there you
is.
go, there you
That
go,
was
there you
weird.
go.
It just took me off and brought me back on, guys. What is up? Because I knew I'm about to be litty like a kitty up on here on a Victory Monday. Let's freaking get it, boys.
Exactly. What was I supposed to say? Oh, yeah. Nelson Gang! How about them Eagles? Because that feels good.
What it look like? What it look like? Where the W's at?
Under that door, because that felt good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages, welcome to Broad Street. Welcome to episode 55, and welcome to the 2022 Week 2 edition of the Birds of Broad Street. I am the host of the most, the man of the hour, your boy Mizzy Miz Kukat Khan, YouTube representing the Bizzers. One trick or trade, Ricky Rose Rock will be here 7:35 to give his breakdown of the game. But you're with the three caballeros down there, the owner of BIRDGANG Nation Sports Media, the man of 1,000 shows, Jalen freaking Hurts, number one fan, BG 31 with the Hurt season hat.
Hurt season?
Yes, damn right, Hurt season.
Hey, we definitely gonna get into that today.
Oh, yes, we is. Let's do it how we do it. Nelson Gang! Warm it up,
yeah! Warm it up, though. Victory Monday, gang. Y'all know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know you on with, you know who you rocking with. It's your boy, Billy Notion, Birds of Broad Street, on a Victory Monday. Like, what is it, gang? Y'all already know. Hey, let's check the 4K real quick. Hold on. Just in case they forgot, y'all know what we chasing. Lambo, check, ring, check. We all the way in there, gang. Listen, if y'all new to this channel, new to my brothers, right, y'all already know what to do. Go on, hit that subscribe. Because y'all know how we rock it. What's the vibes like in the city of Philadelphia today, gang? Hey, I feel good. I'm ready to talk about it. Let's go get it, gang.
Yeah, we got a whole lot to talk about today. We're going to preview the Minnesota Viking game coming on. We're going to give out some grades for our players. We got some breaking news we're going to give out that we got to talk about. And we're going to make fun of a certain team who's down in the basement. Sorry, guys, but I got to do it. Of course. But before we do that, we got to talk about it because we got some breaking news. Yep, Derek Barnett is likely out for the season with a torn ACL. It's bad for him. I hope he does well. Speedy recovery. Notion Gang, your quick thoughts on the Derek Barnett injury.
I mean, definitely, again, in this National Football League, injuries do happen. It's not good to lose any player due to injury. So, of course, first and foremost, prayers out to Derek Barnett, hopefully for a speedy recovery for that man. Again, we know the relentless effort that he brought on the D-line for us. So, I mean, it's going to be missed. We all know Derek Barnett, he was a highly penalized person. It seems like he turned the corner because at least this game, he wasn't on the penalty board. So, again, he's going to be missed. Prayers out to Barnett. I mean, at this point, we got this next man up mentality. So we got to do what we got to do, fill in, with possible replacements there, and go from there, man. But prayers out. Derek Barnett, wish you a speedy recovery, my guy. But we still on this quest, though. So it is what it is. We going to keep it rocking, gang.
Exactly, BG.
Hey, same vibes as Notion. It is very sad. I was one of Derek Barnett's biggest supporters. I don't hate him as everybody else do. I think he still plays some good football. Just makes a lot of bonehead mistakes. It's going to suck, but it's also giving an opportunity for young cats like, Tyron Jackson and Karan Johnson to go out there and make some plays on this defense. So, speedy recovery, Big Derek. But we good without you. We're going to keep rolling.
Exactly. So that's that. Now, let's have some fun before we talk about our team. In the words of Philly Notion, what's the vibe going on in Dallas right now? What's the vibe going on in Dallas? Down in the basement, y'all, before we talk about it, y'all know I got to play my favorite clip. I'm sorry, boys, for I cold. I got to do it. Sorry, Dallas. You are down. Go ahead, Notion.
No, hey, brother, let him know. Hit him where it hurts. Because, again, I'm not taking no kind of sympathy. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I see my man hurt me on, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Eagle fans, feel free to get your troll on. Oh, yes.
Everybody get your troll on.
You already know. Because, look, I had to make a call today. I saw my boy, Law Nation, one of the goats for Cowboys.
Law.
But even he ain't safe. Oh, yeah, I made a phone call today. I'm big trolling the whole nation. We ain't cutting y'all no sympathy. The season is over. Oh, yes. And we here to let y'all know. So y'all enjoy that basement. And I'm going to tell y'all one more thing. Look, y'all thought I was crazy when I was telling y'all it ain't going to be shocking to me, but Dallas might end up in last place of this division. Is it looking so questionable now? I think not. Get comfortable, Dallas. Enjoy y'all's basement party. Y'all already know the vibes.
Yep, BG.
Man. It's crazy, man. That's going to be a big blow. I feel great for our Eagles, man. We did what we had to do. And the Cowboys looking like they're going to be struggling for a while now. It feels good. The season just started. It gave me more energy for the season and more reason to believe that the Eagles will be your NFC East champions without a shadow of a doubt. So be ready for it, guys.
Listen, for me, Cowboy fans, salute to Dak Prescott. That was a bad injury. Prayers to him. But Cowboy fans, y'all ran out the mouth this whole offseason. Dak Prescott don't deserve this. The players don't deserve this. The coaching staff, Jerry Jones, he deserved this. The players don't deserve this. But you street rats, well, I'll let Stephen A. tell you.
Team and Big D. That's what makes this funny. How about those Cowboys? How about those Cowboys on the way? Somehow, when they count, just wait. They will let you down. The accident, they will mess it up. Just wait. The accident, they will let you down. Just wait. The accident, the accident, the accident, waiting to happen. It will happen. I'm predicting they're gonna be irrelevant. I'm predicting an absolute embarrassment for the last decade and a half. They make me laugh. All the talent that they have is unbelievable, man. Big D, teasing you. This is what they do. Walking through, we show up on cue. The accident, something will go wrong. The accident of the big Jumbotron. Accident, gotta recognize it's a black cat running around as a franchise. Stay with accident, they will mess it up. Just wait. The accident, they will let you down. Just wait. The accident, the accident, the accident, waiting to happen. It will happen. How about the Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? That's for all you Cowboy fans. I got both videos on StreamYard on here. So salute to Stephen A. Salute to everybody. Listen, Cowboy fans, don't say nothing. You have no room to talk this season. Your season is over. It's done. You got to deal with Cooper Rush and this God offense you have. You got to deal with Zeke ass. Sorry. You got to deal with the wide receivers. That's trash. You got to deal with the O-line. That's buns. You got to hope to pray to God that Micah Parsons put on his Superman cape with Diggs. That's Batman and Robin to save y'all punk ass. But it won't help you. Y'all in the basement. Y'all keep your mouth shut. Salute the boys for life and Cole. I don't want to hear from y'all either.
Hey,
I don't want to hear from y'all either.
Where you at?
Where's Cole?
Where the
Where's
whole
Cowboy at?
Haters.
Where's Mr. Boo Boo Birds? Where's Mr. Boo Boo Birds? Where's Jay Tuck? Where's Cowboys talk? Where's Big Simple? Where are you, Cowboy fans? Oh,
and I don't even want to hear this. Hey, listen, salute to my guy Ethan. I already know. Look, man, I'm not
even
letting Dallas know.
Hold on, H-Town Cowboy, I don't want to hear from you either. Keep your damn mouth shut and
raise your hand.
Understand this. You see this belt? You see this belt? Boys for life. I'm getting another one, by the way. You see this belt? This is mine. I'm getting Boys for Life real soon. It's getting a twin real soon because, you know, but we going to be the champs. Y'all just keep your mouth shut. Finish it off, Nosa, before we talk about our bird.
Listen, I'm not trying to hear these excuses about, well, because of that timeout. Dak was in this game the majority of this whole entire game. Looking like straight up dog snot garbage. We're not going to give them no pass for trying to act like, all of a sudden, because Dak went down, he's out now. Now that, the season's over. The season had been over before it even started. We told y'all ahead of time, CeeDee Lamb is not a number one wide receiver. But y'all had to find out the hard way. We had to let y'all know your O-line looked like a piece of patchwork. Y'all found out the hard way. So, again, I ain't cutting Dallas no sympathy. It's been a somber day today. The traffic was light out here in Texas. I'm sure a lot of people called in this morning. Everybody's sick in Dallas. No, we ain't trying to hear that. Victory Monday. We handled our business. And I know we're going to talk about the Eagles game in a little bit, but I ain't trying to hear nothing about how close the game was because we came out with that W. So, hey, I'm feeling good. I see you talking spicy today, Cool Cat. I'm
You're
loving it.
damn
Let me
right.
hear it.
You're damn right. I had street rats in my comments. I had Boss Cowboy on here when we were talking about the draft. Boys for Life trolling us, Cole trolling us. Oh, we the NFC. Didn't I not tell them that no team has won this god awful division back to back since 03, 04? Did I not tell them that? But they didn't want to listen. They didn't want to listen. They wanted to sit there. How about them Cowboys? We them boys. Y'all them basement boys now. I don't want to hear nothing. And I know what y'all gonna do. You're gonna come up in here and say we almost lost to the Lions. No. I'm gonna do it the right way. Y'all almost lost to the Lions. Y'all almost lost. We had to face the goat Tom Brady, and we're gonna be back once y'all lose to the Minnesota Vikings. We're gonna be back because we the boys. We the boys. Notion. We the boys. I don't want to hear it. I don't want your season's done. It's finished. Enjoy the basement, you street rat pack. But that's enough of y'all because my voice is already scratchy, dealing with the best win in the game. So
really, on the cool, like I feel honestly, I feel bad for Dak Prescott. Like,
yeah.
Like I get it. You know, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a fan of the opposition. I get that. You know, and of course, I ain't got no love for Dallas, period. But at the same time, I do feel bad for Dak Prescott because the Cowboy organization knew this coming in.
Didn't even help him out. No wide receiver. Left him hanging with CeeDee Lamb.
Bro, it's again, I look at the organization at times like this. They got a horrible way they running it out in Dallas right now. Again, I feel bad for Dak Prescott. I don't feel bad for some of these Dallas fans that was up here gloating and, drinking the Kool-Aid, because that's exactly what they was doing. But when the curtains unveiled, when we saw Dak Prescott with those limited weapons, he ain't it. So, again, right now, I feel bad for Dak because this organization in Dallas land knew what time it was. But I ain't cutting no kind of sympathy, none of that, because we all know the Eagles went the same thing. What was we screaming when we had Carson Wentz? We ain't got no weapons. What was we screaming when last year when Jalen Hurts was rocking out with Devontae Smith as his number one weapon? We ain't got no weapons. Oh, they wasn't trying to give us no pass. So yeah, rightfully so.
That's all we heard from them. Notion.
Yeah.
They was on the Birds of Broad Street. They was on Cool Cat Mitch. They was on all our comments saying that's just an excuse. That's just an excuse. Well,
exactly. Why are they talking? Put your hand up when they talk to us.
Exactly. Like I said, H-Town Cowboy, I don't care if it's week 1. You're going into face. Listen to me. I gotta get. Hold on. Hold on. Look at me. Look at me. H-Town. Look at me. You got to deal with a pissed off Cincinnati Bengals team that had got their butts whooped by the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys to deal with a pissed off Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. You don't want to deal with them. You're going to be 0-2. Yes, we got to deal with the Minnesota Vikings. I understand. We got to deal with Justin Jefferson, the return of Jalen Reagor, Dalvin Cook, and Kirk Cousins. I understand. But you guys to deal with the AFC champs. Joe Burrow, Joey B, Joe and Jamar Chase. Shut the heck up and enjoy the show. And speaking of which, let's listen while I get my boys back in. Let's listen to a real man named Jalen Freaking.
It's a lot to learn from today. It's a whole lot to learn from. And we know the standard. We talk about the standard. We preach the standard. We practice the standard this whole entire time leading up to this game. So let's continue to challenge ourselves to do it. We know that still wasn't enough today. We know we got that feeling in our guts right now. We know we feeling that. That's not right. So let's fix it because it's something that we can control. We control it. Now, I'll say this. Not a fucking doubt in my mind when I'm out there on that field, the trust that I have in y'all boys. And the trust that we have in each other. And that's what showed out there display. It was that full tilt showed today. Alright? So keep that in mind when we're moving forward. The standard is the standard and it only rises. Continue to challenge yourself. But fucking enjoy this win and down! Let's go! Eagles on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's my That's my freaking quarterback.
Quarterback, man.
That's my guy. If you don't roll with him, get the heck out of Broad Street. Now, let's start it off with Grayton, my quarterback, Jalen freaking Hurts. I want y'all to see this. Where was Dak Prescott? Look at this. This is the bomb up the head dope. Jalen Hurts looking. Look at that beautiful protection. Look at that protection. Salute the Baldy, I think, that did this. Look at that protection. Look, what a throw. And guess who gets to catch it? His best friend, his bestie. Woo!
Right in the bread
It's
basket.
riding down and brother in arm.
Where they at, though?
Prisoner.
They said he was buns, though. Where they at, though?
Where they at, though? I got to show y'all this. I gotta show y'all this one more time, because where all the haters, doubters, and critics that wanted this man to sell hot dogs, cheeseburgers, and chips that said Bryce Young or C.J. Stout? Where they at? Look at that pocket. He's standing in the pocket. What a beautiful throw! Look at that catch from A.J. Brown. Look at that catch.
Basket, right in the bread basket. Who got something to say about accuracy now? That's all I need to know. I was hearing all of this, the noodle arm and all of that. Where's the noodle with that throw right there? I ain't see no kind of noodle, nothing. So, listen, we know that.
So, no. So let me ask you the question. Yeah, grade Jalen Hurts for this game, and what's your thoughts on him? Let's grade him. What's your thoughts on Jalen?
So, if I got to put a grade out for Jalen, all right, I ain't gonna sit here and say this was a flawless game because it was not flawless. I'm gonna
give it a B, close to a B, because like you're about to say, it wasn't his best, but he did enough. So I'm gonna give it a B. So go ahead, Nelson. I'm sorry.
No, right on. So if I'm gonna give it a grade, I'm kind of along the lines with you. I'm gonna go with a B plus.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm giving him a plus is because let's keep it a bean, gang. Jalen Hurts carried this team the majority of the game.
Like Superman.
That's the difference between our quarterback in this division and some of these other quarterbacks. So again, we see what it looks like when we got a quarterback that can put the backpack on and carry this team at times when needed. Yes, I know we saw Jalen do a lot of running in this game. We know that's the element to his game that he has, but at the same time, look, Jalen Hurts might be on pace for 1,000 rush yards this season. Let's just go and put it out there. It is what it is. He's going to use them legs. But, yeah, there you go. Put the stats up there. 18 for 32, 243 yards. I mean, again, got the job done. We got punched in the mouth early. We handled adversity. So I got to give my quarterback a B+ for keeping his composure throughout this game. He could have checked out, put his head down, and been like, I ain't got enough out here. But our quarterback, Jalen, stuck to it. He willed us to this win, in my opinion, by putting his team on his back. So I'm giving him a B+ solid for that one. So that's where I'm at with Jalen.
BG?
What did it say from Hurts swag? Like I said, BG needs to take over the show because Jalen Hurts looked good in his case about Jalen Hurts' numbers might be true. And that's exactly what I'm going to say. Jalen Hurts was freaking amazing. Okay, yes, we would have liked him, to get a passing touchdown. That would have been nice. He got a touchdown rushing. The running game was in full effect. Man, I give Jalen Hurts an A-. Let's look at all the plays Jalen made yesterday with his leg. 3rd and 15. Don't worry, guys. We're still going on. Let me go get this first down real fast. Slide, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? He was chunking them out in yards. He was putting the ball on a dime. And I think this might be one of Jalen's best, games at the Philadelphia Eagles. Just the way he led our team. It was so smart. You see him running to the outside, about to hit that sideline. No, he's not gaining any yards. Whenever the last time we just seen quarterback just throw it away? Here you go, throw it away. I'm not gaining yards or this, so I'm going to go throw it away. He did that time and time again. He looked like a a freaking skilled vet out there. He knew exactly what was going on. Steichen and them boys didn't give him that much. I thought, the offense was going to be a little bit better and more dynamic. But, for what it was, we get to the coaches later. I think Jalen Hurts did great.
Yes, sir. I had to show y'all that one more time because to all you Jalen Hurts haters, doubters, and critics that wanted this guy to sell hot dogs, cheeseburgers, and chips, just like the street rat pack, where y'all at, though? Where y'all at, though? Y'all quiet in the chat. Where y'all at, though? Where y'all at, though? Huh? Where all the people that said Bryce Young or CJ Stroud or Jalen Hurts with his noodle arm or all the wide receivers don't want to play with Jalen Hurts? I believe his best friend, his bestie, his ride or die and brother in arms, the man who handpicked him to be the godfather of his daughter, AJ Brown, chose him. Y'all got it quiet in the chat. Where y'all the haters? Man, Cowboys fans.
We ain't gonna get no hate today, brother, because again, we see the results out there. Again, like my man BIRDGANG said, you see Jalen Hurts going through this transition of, cleaning up some of his decision making. It was good to see him throwing the ball out of bounds, when nothing's there, pulling it down and running when he needed to make a play. Just watching his overall development. I'm tired of hearing all these accuracy, these accuracy slanders that y'all giving Jalen. Listen, this man was accurate exactly when he needed to be, threw the ball away when he needed to throw it away, slid down when he needed to slide down. I saw a lot of good things as far as Jalen Hurts' development. I did think there was a point in time in this game we was going to see my man Ethan's quarterback, Gardner Minshew, because they was trying to kill Jalen Hurts at a point in time in that game. So, hey, look, I'm proud for my quarterback getting it done. He getting that solid B+ today from me.
Exactly. Let's end the Jalen Hurts conversation with this, y'all.
Jalen Hurts. Let's see if he can get something going. There's Hurts. He's back. Fire. Touchdown. They really came out on fire. Hurts.
He is in such control.
Hurts. What a night by Jalen Hurts. Beautiful throw by Hurts. 3 rushing touchdowns. Give me a little more of that. Boy, that hurts. Boy, did he make magic happen.
Jalen Hurts, number 1.
That really, really hurts.
That's for all the haters, doubters, and critics out there to talk bad about you talk about my quarterback, I'm a book yo. Anyway, so let's talk about.
Salute Brian Tate. My man said we about to hear excuses from them boys. We don't care.
We don't care. Make all the excuses you want.
Before the season started.
Make all the excuses you want. Their season is over. 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 Don't worry about the draft, Cowboy fans. Go worry about the draft. Maybe because Boys for Life all talking about getting a quarterback. Go deal with him. Go arguing with him. No. So go worry about the draft. By the time Dak Prescott come back in week 8 or week 10, it'll be too little, too late. I mean, it'll be good luck. I mean, good luck. Don't be if the Giants or the Commanders beat you guys, it's officially over. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Now, let's talk about. Go ahead, Notion.
Oh, no, I'm just saying the funny thing, again, I know y'all was hearing about how, we better not lose to the Lions, all of this. Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, this Lions team that we saw the other day, they going to smack the Cowboys. I'm going to put that out there right now. So get ready. It's coming soon. Detroit Lions will drop the Cowboys off. And, oh, yeah, y'all going to hear it from me too that day.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the playmakers, the wide receivers, the running backs, and the tight ends. I'm gonna do what Notion did with Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna give them a B+. I'm gonna give them a B+ because of AJ Brown and Goddard. Let's go through all their numbers. First, the running backs. Everyone in the running back position got a touchdown. As you can see, Miles Sanders scored a touchdown. Welcome to the party, Booby. Jalen freaking Hurts scored a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell scored some touchdowns. And Boston Scott scored some touchdowns. Now, in the wide receiver position, here are the numbers. A.J. Brown, 10 receiving for 155 yards, 15.5 average. Dallas Goedert has some catches. Kenneth Gainwell has some catches. Miles Sanders has some catches. Zach Pascal. Now, sure, Devontae Smith didn't have no catches. I get that. But he will get his shot when Jalen Hurts looks for him. Hopefully, it's against Minnesota. So, with that being said, and by the way, as you guys can see right here, in his first year as a Philadelphia Eagle, AJ breaks down 155 receiving yards. That's most by any player in his Eagles debut. Salute to AJ Breakdown. So, like I said, I'm going to do what Notion did with Jalen freaking Hurts. Because of Goddard, because of we ran the ball, because of AJ Breakdown, I'm going to give it a B+, close to an A-. I'm going to do it like that. So, Notion, what's your grade for the playmakers?
So we going to all playmakers? Is that who we rocking it? So
wide receiver, tight end, and running back.
Yeah, running backs
I'm gonna
and
do it like
receivers.
this. I gotta give all the offensive playmakers same thing. You know, they stuck in the fight. I'm giving them a B+. I mean, again, there's still to clean up. I did see some drops I wasn't liking this game. Of course, I know everybody's talking about Devontae Smith. That'll get cleaned up. I'm really not too worried about that. But that is something that, you know, hopefully they're going to put a focus on. But overall, I got to give them a B+. They got the job done. It was good to see Dallas Goedert out there getting involved when he had his opportunities. I mean, we already know A.J. Brown took the top off that thing, 155 rushing yards. It was good to see Miles Sanders find the end zone. I know he was happy with that. So, again, just overall, I'm going to give it a B+ performance. I mean, the things that I think need to get cleaned up, again, are the drops. But beyond that, yeah, the offensive playmakers, they're getting a B+ from me. Whole group of offense, we rocking a B+.
Exactly. Always open Brown. Always. Exactly. And before I pass it to BIRDGANG, salute to our 5th member of the show, Mrs. BIRDGANG, the better half of BIRDGANG 31. Give it out the links, letting everybody know what's causing all this. Salute to my sister, Mrs. BIRDGANG, the 5th member of the show. Subscribe to her. Let's get her to 1,000 subscribers like her hubby. So, yeah, happy wife, happy life. Let's help out my sis. So, BG, the playmakers, wide receiver, tight end, running backs. Great.
It's so hard to even think about it, man. Like, the offense wasn't the problem in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was some stuff. There was some rust. You know what I'm saying? I think some of that non-preseason activity does show early in these first couple of games. But we scored 38 points, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, well, it was 31 points. That's what I said. We were going to get 31 points. But B.O.B.S was spinning. You know what I'm saying? B.O.B.S was spinning. That's another person out there that just shut up a lot of haters for the first week. You know what I'm saying? Because he did his thing. He was running inside, outside, you know, being precise whenever he thought, you know, he couldn't get nothing. He wasn't doing all that dancing. He was just lowering his shoulders and keep trucking his legs. It was amazing to see. It's exactly what we wanted to see as Eagle fans for B.O.B. Miles, and he was spinning. And like you said, let's get to A.J. Brown, man. He said he left Tennessee. I was the best receiver y'all ever had. And his first debut with the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm going to be the best receiver y'all ever have. And on day one, he came out there with 155 yards. Been nice to see him get in that end zone, but he was trying. He was trucking. And plus, we ran a lot of touchdowns. But, man, it is so exciting. Dallas Goedert has some nice plays out there. Man, this offense looked really good. Like I said before, we're going to get to the coaches. If it wasn't for them, we could have scored like 60 points. You know what I'm saying? So I love them. I'm giving them an A- because this is Victory Monday. This isn't Sober Tuesday. This is Victory Monday. I'm jacked, and I'm loving everything I've seen from that offensive side of football.
Exactly. Now, yeah, exactly. Now, let's get to the defense side of the ball. The defense side of the ball, I'm going to give it. It had some good. The players had some good. They had some stops. They had some good stops. But you had Jared Goff go up and down the field. You had Swift and Williamson all score some points. Man. So I'm going to do this. B-. I know that's high. I'm going to do B-. Only because they did some good. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is the real deal, man. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, James Bradbury is the real deal. Salute to Fletcher Cox. Man, Jordan Jordan Davis should be out there more because when he's out there, he stops the run. When he's out there, he stops the run. N'Kobe Dean should be out there. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, I love you. John Sweat, I love you. Javon Hargrave, Hassan Reddick, I love all y'all. B- because you made some plays, but you also had the Lions scored 35 points, man. If they would have scored another touchdown, God, I don't know what would have happened. It would have been green light victory, and we would have been done. There would have been a whole lot of people up in here. So I'm gonna give it a B-. I should say C+, but I'll say B-. I'll be fair. So go ahead, Notion. Defense.
All right, so looking at this overall defense, I'm gonna be completely honest. I was not too impressed by any means. I'm gonna give it a solid C, and the reason why I'm giving it a C, I know, listen, I know we got to pick on Jared Goff and all of that. Actually, I probably should break it down by halves, and the reason why we get a C is because I think the first half, I think we did pretty solid. I saw a stat from Jared Goff. He only completed I can't even remember. The stat was atrocious. But he was doing absolutely terrible in that first half. Now, second half was a different tale. Of course, Goff found his groove, started to find his confidence. What really saddens me with this defense, and that looks like it's been a problem since last year, it looks like it might be a problem, is this run defense at times. Now, I'm looking at this stat, DeAndre Swift, who, again, I know that Detroit, they was going to lean on him heavy a lot that game. This man put up 144 rush yards on the Eagles defense. So I'm not liking that. I'm seeing some of the things that we saw from last year, such as the missed tackling. I'm not feeling that either. Those things need to be cleaned up. So, again, I know a lot of people up in here are trying to put it in, Gannon and this and that. I'm not even that mad putting it on Gannon this week. I'm looking at some of these players like, there was some missed tackles out there. We had some opportunities to make some sacks. I mean, Jared Goff was out there using his legs, it looked like, at a point in time. So, again, I'm giving the defense overall, I'm giving it a solid C. It was average, in my opinion. Beyond that pick six that James Bradbury got, we could have lost this game. So, again, I'm not going to sit here and high praise this defense. It was average today. Our offense saved us, and that's just what it is.
Exactly. Salute to Cole that's in the chat. Cole, I know you're a little upset.
We got one in the chat.
We got Cole in the building. Salute to Cole, man.
Cole.
I know it's upsetting that your quarterback, Dak Prescott, looks to be out, according to Mark Holmes, 8 to 10 weeks. I'm sorry, Cole. I'm sorry. But go ahead, BG, the defense.
Man, like I said, for the offense, they came out a little rusty.
Defense, big.
Yeah. They came out a little rusty. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were missing tackles. It was what you expected for first game of the season. I think a lot of people underestimated that Detroit Lions team. I was one of them. I said we were winning, 31-10. We scored 31 points, but they definitely scored more than 10 points on our defense, Some of it is on Gannon, some of it is on mixed tackling, but I think it was just a good learning first game for us to keep the defense, in check. And sometimes, maybe the offense starts out hot, the defense starts out high, the next game, the defense come back to life. Every single step, I do see this defense getting better every single week. You got Charlie Gardner-Johnson or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson out there 10 days after joining the team out there. He was out there starting for us, making some plays, but he's also giving up some plays as well. Epps was a beast out there. Everybody seen that hit. What was it, like a little flat, a little screenplay, and he knocked that dude so hard his head was bouncing off the turf. It was amazing to see, and I did like seeing the way they were flying around hitting people. I think Jordan Davis, when he was in the game, the running was only 2.9 yards per carry. When Jordan Davis was outside of the game, it was 10 plus. So Jordan Davis needs to keep doing what he does, and he needs to go ahead and, start working on him being a starter because he is a first-round pick. I love Fletch. I love Hargrave. I love Milton, but this boy is a beast, and he's going to be a problem for teams moving forward, But overall, giving up, 31, what was it, 30?
Give him 35 points.
35 points. That's unacceptable. I don't even care. So I'm giving these guys a B-. just because on the fact that they gave up way too many points. But hey, don't sleep on them Lions. The Lions got a lot better this year. You know, they got one of the best offensive lines in the league. Swift looks like a beast over there. Amon-Ra St. Brown did his thing. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot better. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be. But I knew that it was going to be a hard fought game, first game one.
So
Yep,
real quick,
Cole.
I just want to know from maybe even if y'all putting, because I heard you say it too, you know, you weren't too thrilled with Gannon. What did Gannon do that I'm trying to understand where we finding disconcern with Gannon in this game? Again, I saw some things that I ain't see last year. I saw us actually blitzing this year. We was bringing some pressure. I saw our cornerbacks up at the line. So again, I'm not really putting all of this on Gannon because again, it looked to me like he put these players at least in a position. Again, whether our linebackers was filling their right gaps, whether, you know, we was making the tackles that we needed to make, that's on the players, in my opinion. So, again, I'm giving Gannon a pass just for, you know, again, he ain't out there trying to stop plays and stop tackles and all of that. Some of that responsibility needs to go on the players. If anything, maybe how we ended that fourth quarter, I think, you know, we should have kept our foot on the throat. But at the same time, I'm not really looking at Gannon this game. That's just my opinion. I'm going to give Gannon a pass, but that tackling effort and 144 rush yards on our head, no, that's I'm looking at players on that one. I'm looking at players.
Yeah,
And it's the
yeah.
coach's fault
It's not. Go ahead, BG.
And it's the coach's fault for not playing them in the preseason. Like, you know, you saying you're getting a lot out of these joint practices, but that's a pretty slow start for the defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to be gelled up a little bit better than that. But like you said, you know, all these mistakes aside, man, we went out there and got that dub. So we good with that. We're going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, for me, it's like BG said. It is what it is. They should have played in the preseason just to get some more reps. But it is what it is. They got the win, and that's all that matters. And it is what it is. So, hey, I'm not really upset. Jonathan Gannon did his best. I will say that. And speaking of Jonathan Gannon, I'm gonna give the coaching staff, Nick Sirianni, I'm gonna give you an A. I'm gonna give you an A. I'll give you an A minus. You did some good, but then you didn't keep your foot in the gas and add more points. Steph goes for double for you, Shane Steichen. You get an A minus as well. I love what y'all did with my quarterback and my wide receiver. I love it. But y'all got to keep your foot in the gas because if they score, because you was up 10 to 17 points. If they score some more points, you got to score some more points because you cannot, because remember, we're going to talk about this Minnesota Vikings game coming up. By the way, we got to see when we're going to have a show. Maybe we'll do it Wednesday if all of us is free. I got to ask the guys. Notion, you free Wednesday? No?
Wednesday, yeah, get at me, bro. We'll talk about it. I should be good.
Yeah, BG, you free Wednesday?
I know I'll be at work, but y'all know that never stopped me. So just holler at me. Let me know what time it is.
All right, same time. We'll do it on Wednesday. We'll move it. No one.
How we getting the F? Bro, how we getting the F on defense, bro? We got a pick 6. All right. Not even a D minus, brother.
All right. Yeah. So, like I said, Wednesday we'll move the show. We'll move the other show to Wednesday. We'll see if Trey can make it as well. So, A minus for Nick Sirianni. A minus for Shane Steichen. Keep your foot in the gas against the Minnesota Vikings, and we'll talk about it. Now, for the defense, Jonathan Gannon. You did some good, you did some bad, but because it's victory, no. Green light victory Monday. I'm going to give you a pass. I shouldn't, but I'll give you a pass, the benefit of a doubt. I'll give you a B. I'll give you a B. I'll give you a B. I'll give you a B because you did some good. Your players did some bad. I'll give them that. I'll say your players did some bad. You got to coach them up. You got to put them in the best position to succeed, too. It ain't just about the players. So I'll give you a B. And the coaching staff as a whole, I'll give you all an A minus altogether. I'll give you all A minus. So, Notion Gang, what's your thoughts on the coaching staff, Shane Steichen, Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon? What grade would you give all of them?
So if I got to get a whole group, a collective grade, I'm gonna give them all a B+. Now, again, individually, again, I'll probably put Gannon in the C+ range. I mean, I give the players more accountability, so I give the whole, as far as the defensive effort and the players, a C. But again, I'm not really like, I understand what everybody's saying. We did let off the gas in the second half. In the fourth quarter, Gannon kind of did stop blitzing and things like that. But again, I look at some of the players out there. They at least look like they was in position at times. Darius Slay almost had a pick out there. He dropped it.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here and say that Gannon didn't have this defense in position. But again, I mean, I know he let off the gas. We didn't keep our foot on the Detroit Lions' throat like we should have did in that fourth quarter. So I'm gonna give him a C+. Sirianni and this offensive staff. Look, I'm gonna give him at least an A-. I mean, I'm telling you right now, like I was shocked looking at our Miles Sanders had at least 13 rushing attempts this game. That's all I ask any game. I want at least 10 runs at least from Miles Sanders. So look, it was good to see us using our run. Jalen Hurts got busy. We ran the ball a total of 39 times for over 216 rushing yards. So again, I got to give this offense, we know what our strength is. We know what makes this team go. And this offense seems to, or the staff, they at least seem to know how to get it done. So offensive-wise, I'm giving them an A-. I'm going to give Jonathan Gannon a C+, and we're going to round it out to a B+ overall. So that's where I'm at.
All right, BG.
This is when my grades go down. And it's for both, man. Like you said, Shane, Nick, I'm going to grade them all as a whole, you know what I'm saying? From lack of preparation, the way that they should be preparing, by playing in these preseason games, coming out this first game. I feel like the coaching staff was kind of, underwhelming, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the players needed to play a lot better, but there's definitely still, like, we ran too many RPOs, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the only play that was really working for it on offense that was just like unstoppable was the slant route. And I feel like you could have got a little bit better with that. Offensive side of football. So, overall, man, I'm giving you guys a C-, because I want to see more. We need to dominate. You can't let the foot off the gas. We got to keep putting our foot on the throats. If you want to be a dog-like mentality, you want your players to play like dog-like mentality, you got to do that the whole game, too. You got to be on them, attacking on both sides of the football, always bring that pressure offensively and defensively for 4 quarters. So, like they said before, I think they did kind of let off in the second half when we were up, 21-7. I feel like that's when we should have really broke out the game and really put our foot down their throat. And it didn't happen that way. They kind of got back into the football game. But like I said, I'm not going to get overly harsh about it because it is week 1. And I do believe that every level of this football team will get better week to week.
Yo, hey, real quick, I just want to recognize, I see my guy showing up in the chat here. Salute. And that's why I love, listen, we got some passionate Eagle fans up in here. And for whatever reason, my guy said we was watching 2 different games. I'm assuming that he is definitely, it sounds like my man's is not thrilled with the Gannon performance. Again, I know it could have been better. That ain't the best. That ain't the best defensive coaching effort I think we could have saw. Again, I do understand he left off the gas. Detroit was throwing some exotic, crazy blitzes at us, lining 2 people on the side. But again, I think Jonathan Gannon, he wasn't out there making some of these tackles, missing tackles and things like that. So, again, I'm just not going to completely put it all on Gannon because, again, in my opinion, I watched the same game you watched, brother. I don't just look at him to say that he didn't at least put us in position. I saw at times that we was in the right position, but we did let off the gas. So that's why I'm going to hold Gannon accountable also. He did have the sorriest coaching staff performance, but I ain't going to put it all on Gannon this game. I'm going to save that for another game. If we come out here looking like this come next week, oh, yeah, it might be time to talk some Gannon.
Exactly. Now, speaking of next week, we got a big game on Monday Night Football, so let's talk. We got ourselves a big game, Monday Night Football. The Philadelphia Eagles will face the Minnesota Vikings Monday Night Football down at the Link home opener. Listen, we're going to talk about what we need to see from the offense, from the defense, from the coaching. We might even sprinkle a special teams because we got to give them love. So we'll sprinkle in some special teams. So for me, offense, you got to give the ball to Devontae Smith. You got to. You got to give the ball to Smitty. AJ Brown, I love you. Keep doing your thing, but you got to give it to Smitty. You can't have him disappointed before going into the game against Carson Wentz. You can't have him disappointed. You got to give him some love. You got to get him the ball. Jalen freaking Hurts, do what you do best, but this ain't gonna be no running game. I want it to be, but you're gonna have to pass the ball. We talking Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Rager, and some good pieces on the other side of that ball. So you gotta put some points on the board. You got to. So pass it to AJ Brown, pass it to Smitty, pass it to Goddard. Offensive line, continue to block. Offense, run the ball. If you got to run the ball, run the ball. But you got to give it to your playmakers. You can't have Smitty go into week 3 with 0 catches. You can't have him disappointed. Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen, call good plays. I need y'all to call good plays on the coaching staff. Okay? Shane Steichen, continue to what you're doing, but give the ball to your playmakers. Defense, Jonathan, again, listen. You was lucky. We all three of us, Trey not here right now, but we all three of us, including Trey, I know he'll probably pop up before we leave, but all 4 of us probably going to give you the benefit of the doubt today. Don't do that against Justin Jefferson. Don't do that against Dalvin Cook. Don't let Kirk Cousins go up and down the field with bombs because did y'all see Justin Jefferson against the Packers? Come on now, you better not allow that to happen.
Yeah, Jefferson's busy, bro. He getting busy. He trying to be the best. What do you say? He want to be the best NFL receiver in the league?
He's trying to pass Cook and Devontae Adams. Y'all better not let that happen. So that's what I want to see from the offense and defense and coaching staff. So I'm going to go to you guys. Salute to Trey. I know he's probably coaching the kids. Trigger! Ricky Rose. So let's go to Notion. What you want to see from the offense side? We'll go to defense and coaching later on. What you want to see from the offense side of the ball against the Minnesota Vikings?
So from the offensive side, I want to say, again, use the same principles we're using right now. Again, I still look like we got one of the best O-line groups in the league. It was displayed by our running efforts. We know we got a mobile quarterback. Let's use what's working. So, again, I hear what you're saying also, too, Cool Cat, about we need to go ahead and feed Devontae this game. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, no, we don't. If it's not there and it's not going that way, we need to use the other weapons that we have. So, listen, we gave Devontae an opportunity. He dropped the ball. But I know he dropped it once. I ain't going to say a couple times because I got to go look back at the tape. But he did have an opportunity. He had a drop. Same thing come next week. If we play the Minnesota Vikings, if he's out there dropping the balls or, if he's just not feeling it confident-wise, I'm not forcing it to Devontae Smith. We need to rely on this run game, establish dominance in the run area, and that's just what it is. Now, next week's going to be more challenging, in my opinion. I'm sure we're going to talk about scores and all of that. But, I mean, if our offense shows up and if our defense can help us out, I think we stand a good chance. So, again, but as far as come next week and what I want to see on the offense, run the ball, establish our run dominance as what we've been doing, and let the other things fall in place. Don't force passes. We don't need to be trying to force feed Devontae Smith. We need to force feed AJ Brown. I'm going to tell you that right now. This man's always open. We need to force feed AJ. So beyond that, let's let the chips fall how they may.
Exactly. I'm with you, Notion, before I pass it to BJ. I'm with you. If Devontae Smith, my God, ain't open, AJ Brown, in the words of him, is always open. Pass it to AJ Brown. I want a touchdown because I'm going to the link from the home opener. I'm going to the link with my brothers and sisters, the Eagles Nation. I want a bomb up the head door for a touchdown. I'm going to wear my AJ Brown shirt. I already got it ready with the Pumas. I want a bomb. I need a Nick Sirianni. Look at me when I talk to you. I want a bomb. You understand me? I want a touchdown. I want AJ Brown to have his first touchdown down at the link. So, Notion, you're right. If Devontae Smith ain't open, give it to that playmaker who's always. I can't believe we still got this guy. So, BG offense, what you want to see
I
from
want
them?
to see them do the exact same thing again with some better play calling. You know what I'm saying? The way we spread the ball. Look how many guys did score a touchdown. Every single running back scored a touchdown. Jalen Hurts scored a touchdown. You had guys like AJ breaking records. It's like do the same thing. You know, the touchdowns and stuff is going to come different players. We got so many weapons. The best thing to do is keep it fresh every week. You know what I'm saying? Every week there be a different leader. We don't have to force it to nobody on this team. We don't have to force it to Miles. We don't have to force it to Smitty. We don't have to force it to AJ. If he's open, give him the ball, let him do his thing. You know, look at Miles Sanders, almost 100 yards off 13 carries. That's kind of beast. That's kind of person that Miles Sanders is. On an offense like this, he can be, you know, even better because every run seemed to be a big run with him because that passing game's so scary. So I think we're gonna have to control the clock a lot more this week going against a team like Minnesota who has those weapons on the offensive side of the football. You know, we don't need to be getting in a shootout with these guys. Hopefully the defense can come out. You know, like they can basically do the same thing too. It just fill your run gaps, you know. First game jitters are out of the way. You miss some tackles early, you know. Let that be your, you know, okay, that was my one warm-up game, but time to get back into this season and realize what we got to do and what destiny we are on. So like I said, just I want to see these guys play a little bit more consistent. And this Minnesota game, like I said, it's a lot better football team, but I do think the Birds will be good.
Yep. Okay, Notion, what you want to see from the defense?
So from the defense, I need to see an improvement because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, run defense needs to be a heavy emphasis on this team. DeAndre Swift, again, I'm gonna remind y'all, put up 144 rush yards on 15 carries. I'm gonna tell you right now, Dalvin Cook will cook this entire defense if that's the run defense we coming with this the next game. So, I mean, that's definitely an area I need to see improve with this defense. Again, Gannon, yes, stay with the foot on the gas, brother. If we're blowing a team out or if we have an early lead on someone, I don't want to see us just stop utilizing the blitz or, you know, just go into this soft zone coverage scheme. No, we need to be bringing the pressure like we need to be playing physical football. So those are the things I want to see from Minnesota. Tighten up on run defense. Justin Jefferson, honestly, I don't think that there's really going to be a whole lot. He's going to get his. So I just want to see that contained. I know we're a team that we pride ourselves on preventing the big play. So I need to see my safeties involved this game. I ain't just trying to see Justin Jefferson streaking down the field without nobody on him. At least put somebody there so we could try to stop the play. So those are the things I'm looking for in this next game. Stopping the run, consistently bringing pressure. And, yeah, we need some secondary help this game because Justin Jefferson will be bringing it.
Exactly. I like this from Alshon right here. We need to act like we have been here and tackled. Exactly. Exactly. Before I pass to the BG, I want everybody in the Philadelphia Eagles organization to know. For the past couple of years, y'all haven't been good in week 2. Let's be real. Y'all haven't been good in week 2 because since the Kansas City Chiefs game in 2017, you lost to the Chiefs, you lost to the Buccaneers, you lost to the Atlanta Falcons, you lost to the Rams, and you lost to the San Francisco 49ers. You got to break this streak, this week 2 streak. You got to break it, and you got to break it fast. Because, man, if you want to be on top of the NFC and the NFC East, it starts this Monday. So, BG, what you want to see from the defense?
I want to see them attack, you know? Like you said, we did see some blitzes from Gannon, but it's time to take it to that next level. I feel like you don't want to throw all your cards out on game 1. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your first hand. You're like, hey, I'm going to show you everything I can do with my first hand. You know, you want to get these guys out there in a nice flow, you know, mix it up a little bit, but you want to kind of stick to what you're true about doing, you know, being able to prevent the big play, chilling your set, your base set, and be able to control a football game. So I want to see them take it to that next step, you know, and let's blitz a little bit more this time. Let's put a little bit more pressure on there. You know, let's get Jordan Davis in there a little bit more. If they start running that ball, keep Jordan Davis in there the whole time. You know, he clogs up the middle. It takes 2 men to block him every single play. You know, the size, the athleticism, you got to keep him in there. And I'll even pair him up with Fletch. Both of your biggest DTs, they start running that ball, you lock them both in there. Fletch and Jordan Davis side by side, stop the run. You know, once you get the run contained, and then you go back to passing the football, then go ahead, you know, and get Hargrave, Milton, and those boys in there. But you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more aggressive. I just want to see improvement from the secondary. They all played good, but they got to play even better this week. You know, you got some beasts. Thielen's a beast. You know, Jefferson's a beast. And I promise you guys this, Rager's coming to ball against us. Rager is coming with vengeance. And don't let him be the guy that come back home and light us up. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him be that guy.
Did he play last game? I didn't check the stats for.
I don't watch Minnesota, but
yeah,
I'm just saying he's on their team, and I don't want to see him ball out. I don't never like seeing a former Eagle ball out against us, and I just don't want it because we all see Rager get a little bit better. You know, he made some plays in the offseason. You know, he kind of did some things, and he'll be going against what Avonte Maddox. You know, Maddox knows who he is. Hopefully, he can lock him down because I don't want to see no big plays from none of these guys. And like I said, our defense and our offense is good enough to beat anybody. It's defense and offense. We just got to get it together. We got to go hit that tackling dummy a little bit this week. You know what I'm saying? Shake off some of them jitters and get out there and hit somebody. But hey, Epps definitely lit somebody up though yesterday. You know, he was lighting them up yesterday. I do like his passion for the game.
Yeah, Alshon said he returned punts yesterday.
Yo, yeah, I ain't even trying to be a downer on this, but I did see, and listen, I know that's going to come with time and learning with Jordan Davis. But did y'all see? Yeah. Hey, look, I did see a play where Jordan Davis caught a pancake. This man got pancaked out on a play. So those are things he's going to learn and work from. He's going to continue to learn and grow as being a rookie in his league. But yeah, I look, yeah, I didn't think that man could get pancaked like that. That man looked like a whole planet out there.
And was it by two people or by one person?
I might have been off, you know, like a double team. I got to look at it. But yeah, I saw him get tossed back and I was like, oh my. So yes, hey, watching the development of some of these D linemen out there, it's good to see him putting in the work. But yeah, that man did catch a pancake out there. I'm going to have to go look to see if it was a double team or not. But I saw him get thrown on his behind.
If it was a double team, it's fair game, baby.
Yeah, Rock's doing good out there.
Kelsey get hip tossed though. But that rookie linebacker they had on the Lions, he hip tossed the shit out of Kelsey, man. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. They getting paid dollars too, brother.
Yeah.
Exactly. Rock's doing good, Alshon. He just coaching the kids. So salute to him. Now let's get on to the coaching staff. Notion, what you want to see from coaching?
Coaching, I mean, again, I got to see just that aggressiveness. Like this is the Vikings, in my opinion, are a true. They're looking like a playoff team. I think they're going to outbeat, or they're going to probably, you know, they're going to do better than Green Bay this year, in my opinion. So this is a good test for the Eagles. I need to see the coaching staff continue to be aggressive. Again, I like the offensive play calling. Looks like we found an identity, thank goodness, and we're sticking to it. So I need us to keep that performance going and then just tighten up on defense. So coaching staff, same philosophy from this past game, just we need to finish things off. So that's where I'm at with it. But again, I still got a sour feeling about this week coming anyway. We'll talk about it, I'm sure, here in a bit. Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. We're going to see. I hope the coaching staff just brings the intensity. But let's act like this is a playoff team that we about to play and bring it. So
exactly. This is a playoff team. I mean, you don't beat Aaron Rodgers and don't go to the playoffs. That just don't happen. So, I mean, BG, coaching.
Even though I don't think Green Bay is as good anymore, and that's just a fact. You know, they lost a lot of key players this offseason, and the Minnesota went in there and they did what they had to do against the GOAT. You know, so I'm not really saying that game really shows how good Minnesota can be or will be. Because I said from the beginning of the jump, once they lost Devontae, it was kind of going to be a wrap a little bit. You know, like those other receivers got to get acclimated to the NFL, and get acclimated to, you know, Rodgers, and then I think Lazard was even out too. So that wasn't the same Green Bay Packer team that we're used to seeing. So don't let that whole hype train get too heavy on Minnesota. Coaching staff, I want you guys to go take a field trip. Go take a field trip to the record room, wherever it is at in the stadium, wherever it's at in your little office or whatnot. Go look at some old film of Jim Johnson. Let's go look at some old film of Dougie P. Let's go look at some old film of Flippo. You know what I'm saying? Go take something from the past and bring it to the future. Bring some of that aggression from Jim Johnson to the future and the present. You know what I'm saying? You have all the film you need. It's all right there in those locker rooms. You have Super Bowl winning champions in there. You have number one defensive coaches in there. You got, some great offensive coordinators in there and definitely some great special team coaches in there. Go take the trip together as a coaching staff. And I want you guys to go down there and spend a guy with a good, 6 to 8 hours on different film to adjust the way you guys are coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are good. You guys understand your concepts, but I just feel like you guys are just missing a little bit of the old school Eagle, format that we're used to giving and putting out there on Sundays. So go on that little trip and then come back and bring us a different game this Monday.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and make our prediction before we wrap up the show. No, Trigger, salute to you and the fam for taking care of the kids. We got you on Wednesday. We'll see if we're going to do a show on Wednesday, so we'll talk about it. Big Simple, welcome to the 1-0 Club. It won't happen next week, just let you know. So let's go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, BG.
I was just laughing because I was like, you guys barely beat the Jags.
Hey, bro, they struggled against the Jags. Y'all got it done, though, so I ain't going to hate.
You got it done, but you struggled against the Jags, man. So let's make our predictions so we can wrap up because Monday Night Football is officially started, and we got to watch some Russell Wilson and some Seahawks. So my prediction is going to be a high-scoring game.
Let's do a prediction for both the Monday Night Football game and our game.
Exactly. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be the same score as the Detroit Lions, but our score will be just a little bit higher than 38. So I'm going to say 42-35 Birds. It's going to be a high-scoring game because you got Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook on the other side. You might want to keep them off the field. You might want to. So 42-35 Birds. Notion, what's your prediction?
Go ahead, BIRDGANG. I'm going to let you take us with next, brother, because I'll talk to you last.
Oh, man, I don't like the way that sounded.
No,
I don't like the way that sounded. No,
I'm going to keep it a bean.
Don't worry. It's going to be all right.
All right, it's cool.
I think that this is going to be the litmus test for the Eagles early in the season. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what kind of talent we can bring out. And I think the Eagles kind of play to their opponent's level, especially in that first game against the Lions. Even though they're a little bit better team, we're a way better team. We destroyed them 44 points, 44-7 last year. We should have destroyed them 56-30 or 20 this year. It didn't happen. But I think, playing a better skill team like the Minnesota Vikings is going to bring out the best out of our players. Like I said, they missed a preseason game. So last week was kind of like their preseason game. So I'm saying that the Eagles go out here and we win 38-17 Eagles.
Sheesh.
We're putting
all right, Nelson, let me give you the solo side so you can tell everybody your prediction. Go ahead.
And y'all already know, if y'all checked out my stuff, listen, I gave my prediction from the start of the season, okay? And I'm going to keep it a beam with y'all. I had this game, possibly. I got the Eagles losing 4 games this season. This coming week, I got us losing. So with my score that I got us losing, and don't panic, gang. Again, I only see a total of 4 possible losses. I'm not hoping the Eagles lose, of course. I want us to win. But looking at this schedule, I already had the Vikings sewn up within our 4 losses as this being a possible loss. So listen, I'm not going to jump off of the train. I hope my Eagles get this job done, but I do think it's going to be a close game. And I think the Vikings, for whatever reason, Kirk Cousins seems to turn it on every time he plays against the Eagles. I think the same thing may possibly happen unless our defense comes out playing epic this game, and Gannon just, lights it up. If we get it done, of course, I'm going to have nothing but high praises for Gannon the following week. But me being honest and sticking to what I said from the beginning of the season, I do have this as a loss. I'm going to go ahead and say Eagles. I'll go 31 Eagles, 34 Vikings. I got a feeling it's going to be a close game, and they may clip us, but it is what it is. Still go Birds. I hope we get it done. Don't get it twisted. I'm still rooting for my Eagles, but if I'm going to keep it a bean, I had it as a loss initially. That's what it is.
I'm going to have to pull the Bobby Taylor card from yesterday, Notion.
Hey, bro, no, you can check the Eagle card, bro, because
I'm taking that Eagle card away from my guy. I'm taking it away. Because we all had our prediction, we all think we know, we want to predict and want to be like so smart with our analysts. Like I even said 14-3 or 13-4 But guess what? The season is here, and it's 17-0 until proven otherwise, baby. 17-0, go Birds.
Until proven otherwise, it's 17-0. Guys, listen, we glad you liked the show, but the Seattle Seahawks just scored their touchdown. So that's basically me saying we got to leave Broad Street. Trey, I know you want to come in. Guy, enjoy the family, enjoy the kids. We'll see you probably Wednesday. Listen, yo, we will be back probably Wednesday if all of us is free. I got to see from the game. So if all of us is free, we'll be back Wednesday. If not, back on the regular schedule Monday, the following week. So it is what it is. But listen, gang, we got a big one week 2. I need Eagles Nation, Eagles everywhere to fill up that sum down at the link. I need y'all to fill it up. I better not see one scare from no Minnesota. So I need y'all to fill it up. If that means Notion Gang and BG got to fly up in here to help me fill up this sum, then do it. So I need you guys to fill up the link. Let's hopefully get this dub. Win, lose, or draw, the 3 of us and the 4 of us will be here. So it's Trigger Trey rocking spirit. It's BG31. It's Mrs. BIRDGANG because she's the 5th member. I'm your boy, Mrs. Biz Cool Cat County, YouTube representing the Birds. Salute the sis. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, and comment to all of our channel, including Mrs. BIRDGANG. Let's get her to 1,000. Please, let's get my sister to 1,000. Now, Notion Gang, we got a Monday Night Football game to watch, so let's send us home.
Hey, y'all already
Russell
know,
Wilson
gang,
is on the field.
Hopefully we get this job done come next week. But for this week, oh yeah, gang, get y'all troll on. Y'all let them know we 1-0 in this thing, and that's how we rock it. Hey, I hope you right, Bird Gang, 17-0 until proven otherwise.
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's go get it. Have yourselves a safe and fantastic Eagles Day. It's always fly.
Always fly, Eagles, fly.
Hey, and until next time. Y'all know what it is? Go keep
the notion. Yes, sir.